All right, well, why don't we just go ahead and jump right in, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the project over here. You can see we've got the Frontend Mentor, and then we've got everything we did yesterday here. So I have tried my best not to think too much about stuff, just so that we can do that together. But you know, mentally, sometimes you just kind of think through stuff. So I have some ideas, but I think what I'm going to try to do is stay focused on the actual functionality, and rather than like all the error checking and stuff like that, we'll get to that if we have time. I struggle, especially just not wanting to do it. It's better if you just kind of like scaffold everything out and then go back and refactor. And I really like to just like when I'm doing it, do it right the first time, but that usually takes forever, and then you mess up and you're beating your head against a wall. So I think if we get stuck today, remind me to just move on and come back to it, because usually that goes a lot better. All right. Well, with that said, Berlin, it's 1:30. Nice. Hopefully you've had a good start to your day already. Yeah, it is early here, but that's when I have time. So this is when I usually code. So whatever that means, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I went ahead and just all I've done is make this a Git repository. In fact, I think let's do this. Why don't we just strip out any functionality? So let me come in here. Well, let's not start the server yet. Let's just strip out all this functionality for now. So that way we're really starting with just a UI. Let's see. Strip out all this. Strip out all this. And that way kind of everyone's starting even. So even if you're just jumping in today, it's not like it's a huge deal. And we didn't really do anything of value anyhow because we kept messing up everything yesterday. So we'll just kill that, kill all this, and then I'll I'll submit this at another git commit, and then that way when I add the code in the description, assuming I do, you can start where I start. So let's grab all these. Well, this is more work than I thought. Maybe I should have done this ahead of time. I hadn't thought about that till right now. So we got one from Berlin. Anybody else? I'd love to know where you're watching from. Make sure, yeah. Okay. Let's just comment this one out. Maybe that's going to work. Let's start up the server first, pnpm run dev. And once that gets going here, then we'll check to make sure that's working. All right, pulled it up the wrong place, but it does look like it's working. All right, so there's our totally functional, totally useless, although, okay, we got to fix something UI. And then we'll jump in. I'll stash or commit this, and we'll go from there. So let me guess. I probably put height 100 on the wrong thing. $10 says that was the last thing we did yesterday. It sure seems like something I would have done yesterday. This, actually, no. Yeah, that can go here. But this can go up top, I think. Okay, now we're calling that good. So we have this little section here. We click. If we click one of these, they stay. That pops out. That pops out. And some of this, I don't know if it's exactly according to spec, but I don't know. I don't super care. Let me come back in here and add this in so we have reference. Okay, so we're going to call that good. Let me go ahead and just commit this. Start of video 2, or let's just say finished video 1 code, and I'll add that all as kind of its own thing. So let's call this video 2, something like that, and then I'll switch into it. All right. Okay, so we're now we're live for sure. pnpm run dev. We'll get going. All right. There we go. Well, let's get started on the functionality. And the way we broke this up is we have just 2 sections here. The form, which is this side right here, and then the display, which is over here. Those, could have been named better. Let me make sure somehow I switched away from my chat so I can't see anything that anyone is saying. Are you happy with PNPM? Yeah, no, I really like it. I mean, I don't do crazy stuff anyhow. I think if I get into mono repos and stuff like that, it sounds like that's where most people get sucked in. I think for me, I just like the speed and that it's and that it's a lot faster to install stuff. And I hate waiting around on stuff. So, okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm kind of thinking, well, here I'm already getting stuck. Everything is in this form, and there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't break this out. So that's my first thought. Secondly, though, let's go ahead and just think through what we're going to need. So as we calculate this, let's look at the final version here. So as we calculate this, does that zoom in for you? I don't know if it does or not. So we've got to calculate this where when you add stuff in here, it turns green. We've got error message, and I think we had an error message here yesterday if we end up getting around to error checking. This is an active field, which we definitely did not do these green because we had those pop out areas. Maybe we just changed the color of that. This should go from hover to non-hover state, depending what's going on here. Yeah, so this should be once we have tip amounts in here. Yeah, okay, and we need a custom input there too, which I don't think I have anything for that. So thinking through this, we're going to need pieces of state here, the bill. We're going to need a selected tip. I guess, you know what we could do is make these all the same name. And I think that should still work. Number of people right here would be another piece of state. If we have the error message, that would be another piece of state. The total tip amount would be another piece of state, and total tip per person. So it should be like 5 or 6, something like that. So let's start with that. And what I think we should do is just have the state in the app and everything else down below. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's how I feel. Okay, so let's do this. Let's call, what are we going to do here? We'll call it tip and set tip. And we'll get these both from use state. And let me make sure that pulled in up top. Yeah, there we go. We'll just set this to null by default. Actually, we might need to make this an empty string. And then we'll convert it to a number. And then let's get the people. How about people amount? People's fine. And then set people. So let's start there maybe. Yeah, I think that works. And let's just pass these down. So let's see what I need to pass. I need to pass down the tip. I need to pass down the set tip. I think, yep. And then let's also do the same thing. Let's copy all this down. And I'll grab this, 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 and this, and do people. Okay, I think that works. Let's come into our form then and just handle that. So I've got the, nope, the tip, the set tip, the people, and the set people. All right, so, oh, what am I talking? This is bill, not tip. That's what the whole app is for. Okay. Set that, set people. Okay. Okay, so in here, as they input things, so inside here, let's say on input, we'll change this, and let's just write the function inline here rather than passing the function down to, which I think is maybe what I did yesterday. I'm not sure why I did that, but e.value.target, and then see, I want to make sure this comes back as a number. So I think if I just do that, let's see what happens. Let me get out of here. Pull up this. Just nothing. Okay. There we go. Okay. So if I come in here and start adding stuff, I get an error. e.target.value. Oh my. Dot value. Oh, the goat. Well, you must not have seen yesterday because we didn't really get a whole lot done, but I appreciate the comment all the same. All right, so here we are. We're not gotta set. We're starting real strong this morning. This is good. Set bill. Like that. Let's set this state. Let's do it. 12. Okay, there we go. And it does look like it's coming in as a number instead of a string. Okay. That's all I was checking on. So we've got that set. That's good. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the people. Image people. So, see, do I have any kind of, is that right? Here's the label. For people. ID people. Okay, here we go. Yeah. On input, we'll change this to e set people, and this will be e.target.value. And by adding this little plus, it basically converts it to a string. It's like a shorthand for parsed int or float or whatever. At least that's how I understand it, and it usually works. So, okay, so let's just double check that these are all working. So come in here, add something there. That's 112. That's 2. Can I add dots? I can. Well, I guess I don't need to do there, but let's come up here and add a dot. 0. Oh, what did I add? There we go. Well, dot 0 should be still the same if it's parsing it. So I think that works. I can't see what I'm typing. 5. Yeah. Okay. So that should work. Can I type any? I can type anything. Maybe I should just change that to both of these to a number. Because I think, I don't remember what our problem was with that yesterday, but let's see what goes on. So I can type numbers. That's good. Can't type letters. That's what I want. Can I type periods? I can. Oh, why was I struggling with that yesterday? I don't know. Well, it's working. Okay, so we've got that set. Nothing can be this easy. So I'm, well, and I already forgot about set bill. So I'm sure we've got a lot ahead of us still. But let's think through these selected tips next. So I want to be able to select any of these 5. I think, let me come down here and see what we did. Okay. Because if somebody puts something in here, they're going to put in a value like 10. Well, I mean, not 10 because it's already there, but like 30% or whatever, 23%. So as they put something in there, I need to account that these values are going to be the same. Nobody's going to come in here and do like 0.12 because these say 5% or 10% or whatever. So I think what we're going to do is, yeah, I think what we're going to do is change these just to like 5 and 1, 15. Well, I guess this would be 10, 25, and 50. Something like that, okay? And then that way we'll calculate them like they would if they typed it out. 5 is such a low tip. That's, I'm not sure why that's in there, but whatever. The other thing, what was I doing here? These should be labels, because otherwise there's no label for this. Why did I make those divs? The div curse, or as a dev you just put divs everywhere. So let's do HTML4, which is how you do this in React, and we'll point it to an ID of, I got to think through this now, because yeah, let's also change this randomly. I don't know. Anyhow, let's do an ID of input 1 or something like that, and that way we can do these quickly. So let me grab this. Let's grab all of these at the same time. Okay, let's see this. Did that grab this one? No, it didn't. Okay, perfect. Come in here. I'm going to add all these at the same time. Come in here. Text Pastry is this app I like because it does that. And then what I can do is come up above and inside here for all these do an ID of input text pastry 1. I think we should be set. So those should all be right. Now I just need to change all these to labels like that. Label, 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 label. Okay, I think that works. This one down here should probably be the same because I need a label anyhow here. Now the other thing I need to figure out is styling wise what exactly is going on here. So this label, styling wise. I'm guessing I'm just picking up like user style sheet stuff. Checked tip button. Well, that should still work because I didn't take away that class, right? Yep, tip button. Huh. Not totally sure why that isn't. So let's go with 100%. Nope. I wonder why. Tip button, background color, padding. Well, I guess I could make this position absolute because I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let's see, what's the parent tip amount? What does this do? So what if I just do display of grid there, right? Let's try it again. Display grid. Not on that. On this. Display of grid. Okay. So if I just do display grid on all the tip amounts, let's do that. Class. Tip amount. Wrapper tip amount. So display grid. Okay. So that still works, and these are now actual properly semantic labels. Hey, John. I don't know anything about the v-for loop in Vue, so I'm not going to be help to you. But as far as looping through stuff, output markup dynamically. That tip markup. Oh, like here? I'm assuming this is what you're talking about here. I'm going to add this as a label and just position this dynamically. But as far as like there's also a like this error state. So yeah, we'll dynamically generate that if that's what you're asking about. But good to have you. Okay. So next, let's think about this custom event. Well, first of all, it's handled kind of the normal stuff. So let's come in here and let's call it like const tip. And how about set tip, which is what we called the other one originally anyhow. Use state, and then we'll just call this an empty string for now. And then what we should probably do, we never got around to anything like this yesterday, but let's go ahead and do a use effect. So this will load on first load, and then what we'll do is just anytime any of these items change here. So anytime the bill, the tip, the people change, we'll fire it. So we'll say bill, people, and tip. Out of order, but it's fine. And then what we'll do is just console.log the bill. Let's do this. The bill, the people, and the tip. And by doing it as an object like that, we'll actually get something a little bit more readable that looks like that. Maybe let's table it. Console.table. All right. And now if I come in here, there we go. I mean, I guess that's helpful. So it'll fire once when the component first loads, and then it'll fire again anytime any of these items update. So like that. Okay, so let's come back over here. We got to pass down the tip and the bill. So let's copy these down. 1, 2, 3, 4, tip into here. Same thing. Let's grab this. And we'll change both of these to tip. And then what I'm going to do is update all of these using the same function. I'll just write it in, or let's do this. Let's write it up top here so I don't have to write it so many times. So we'll say function handle selected tip, and we'll take in whatever. Let's see, I'm both writing an arrow function and not at the same time. Okay. Come on. There we go. So what we'll do is say set tip to e.target.value. That should work. And then let's make sure that it comes back as a number because it's a string by default. All right, so then what we'll do is handle selected tip. Let's just grab all of these, and we should be able to do these all at the same time as well. So let's grab all these type radios, Command Shift L, and then we'll say on input, we'll just pass it that function. Okay, so let's see what happens when we start to select something. Tip 15, and it's a number, which is what we want. 25, 50, 5, 10. Okay. Then what I want to do is come in here. Maybe let's first of all, so this is our custom one. Let's get the functionality working. Then we'll do the the design stuff. Rave data for each tip amount. So instead of having to write out all the markup for the button, yeah, we could do that too. That's true. Yep. Yeah, we could totally do that. And that's probably when I scaffolded out the actual HTML. Because I'm just such a, like, I've done so much HTML, vanilla JavaScript, and CSS, I still default to that mentally. Whereas like when I watch a lot of people who obviously code using more like React or Vue or stuff like that, they're always thinking like, how can I programmatically spit out this HTML? And I still type out a lot. So you were right, we could have done that, but now that I've already done this, we're gonna leave it like this, but that's a great idea. So let's also name this tip, and I think it will break everything. Not what I was hoping for. Let's call this tip amount. Let's see what happens if I do that. No. Huh, I wonder why that's breaking everything. Whoa. Why did that break? Oh, you know what? I think I used this name tip stylistically. Well, that was dumb. So let's change that. All right, so let's grab all these name tips here, and let's call this, oh man. Let's add a class. So we'll say class name equals, let's see, tip. I already have a tip button on my label. I'm just making a mess of this thing now. Okay, so let's do this, and then let's come over to the CSS. So last time what we did, tip right here, is we did everything off this attribute name tip, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to grab all of those, I think, and change these to tip input. There we go. Okay. And now everything should be fixed. Come back over here to the forum. Yeah, thanks, John. No, I really appreciate it. Yeah, those are the kinds of things I still struggle to, because like you said, it'd be a lot easier to write this one time and loop through it. For whatever reason, like, so I'll use other things, like I've used Hugo Static Site Generator a lot and Astro a lot, and those I default to just templating everything out like that and looping through it. But for whatever reason with React, I think I still struggle to remember to do that. Okay, so let's come down here. Yeah. Now I kind of want to refactor all that because that's kind of nasty. But all right, let's stick to the task. I'll try not to be distracted. So when I come in here and add something in here, this should be the same. So I think I can just update this the same way. So now, yeah, so it should just, yeah, so it pulls in. So either I come here or add this. Now, technically, I probably want to update the state of this right here to where these aren't checked anymore. I wonder why it's not deselecting this if they all have the same name. I'm not sure, but no worries either way. So we're going to call that good. Now I've got all three of those values, which means I should be able to do what I need to do. So let's, again, focus on functionality first. So we'll say, like, we've got all three values. Now let's do something with it. Let's come back to this app.js, and I don't need a console.table this. Well, let's just leave it there for now. So what I'm going to do, is just do a simple if statement, I think. Yeah, I think that works. So if I say if Bill is over 0, if people are over 0, not that, that, and then if tip is over 0, then I want to calculate two things. I want to set the, const set, let's do, we've got tip amount per person and total per person. Do I need a total anywhere? No, they don't have that, I don't think, in the UI, right? Let's check it. No. So you just don't have a total anywhere. You just have that. Okay. So we'll do set tip per person. Let's just do that. And a tip per person. So again, we're just setting state for all of these. So use state and then state. And let's see, can this be, this can just be a number. And I think what I'm going to do is write a, so the way I typically like to work with currency is to convert it all to like pennies, cents, because it's easier to divide it. And then you can just style it using a function like a international number format kind of thing. So I don't know if we'll get around to doing that. So we'll say total per person. Yeah, I think that's all right. So then what we'll do is come in here and we'll say set tip per person. And here I want this to be, okay, so let's think to this. We've got our bill times the tip, which itself should be divided by 100 if it's a full, to get it to that decimal point. And I think order of operations, let's see, do I need to wrap this first? Maybe? I think. Like that, and then, nope, what am I doing? Yeah, like that, and then times plus, let's see, tip per person. So I've got the bill, right? I've got the tip amount. I multiply times that. That should be it, right? Let's check it. All right. Then let's maybe come out here. It's going to yell at me, but console.log. Let's just look at the DevTools. So if I come into here, we'll look at this state, which should be, yeah, right here. So let's do this. So I'll come in here, do like 10. Let's do 100. And then we'll do 50% tip, and we'll have 2 people. 50 per person. That's not right. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Let's think through this more logically. So I got 10% tip. Let's do it by 1 person. Just see what happens there. So 10% should be 10. Yeah, that should be 25. That should be 50. But it doesn't change when I go to 2 people because I haven't done anything per person. Okay, now I have to divide it by person, right? I think. People. So that should be my number of people. All right, I think I did that correctly now. Let's check it. So we got 100. And we know if we do 10% tip and we're the only person, it should be 10, right? But if there's 2 people, it should be 5. Okay. We're doing things here. So we got that right, and we can set that over here. And then we got the total as well. So set total. I think that's right. If that doesn't look right, let me know. We are continuing. Yes, we are. So we've got our bill divided by our people, right? So we'll have to divide that. Should I just get the total amount? I wonder if I should divide this by people later. Let's do that. I can divide it by people later so that I can use this value now. So we'll do tip. Oh, let's grab all these. Tip. Let's do calculated tip and set calculated tip over here. Okay. And then let's do the same thing here. Set calculated tip. So I know that that's the total amount of tip I have to do. So I'll have to divide that later per person. And should we do the same thing here? Let's just do the same thing here so it's similar. Let's just do total. Okay. And then set total. So this is the total amount. And then both of these will need to be divided once they get in the UI over here. But we can do that then, I think. So set total, we'll take the calculated tip and we'll add it to the bill, right? Should work. Okay, let's see what we got. So if I come over here, select this, we've got 100. We've got 10%. We've got 2 people. It should be 5 a person, 10 total. This should be 100 plus. right? Calculated tip is 10. What am I messing up here? Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. It just took a second to update for some reason. Okay, so that's good. Let's go ahead and get the UI working, and then we can come back to other stuff. So all I need to do then is pass down. So do I need to pass anything else in here? I don't think so. Oh, I need to pass the calculated tip, I guess. That's the only other piece of state, I think. Okay, so let's come down here and let's go ahead and pass in the calculated tip and the total to, whoops, to the display. In fact, I might need to pass everything to it because I'm going to have to reset everything with this button here, unless, let's just pass a function. I don't need to pass down every single thing. So we'll say total is equal to total, and calculated tip is equal to calculated tip. It's just the state I'm passing down. And then let's say like handle reset button or something like that. And we'll pass this handle reset button. And up top here, let's make this an arrow function. And we'll just say resetted. Okay, so into my display over here, we're going to take in the calculated tip and the total, and then we'll just display them here. So I think what I want to do is write a little helper function, and maybe let's just do it right here. Let's see, return currency amount. I don't, that's a dumb name. All right. And we'll just pass it an amount. And what we're going to want to do is look up how to do this because I don't remember. Let's do, well, I'll just do it over here. Let's see, international number format currency, because I don't exactly remember how to do this. I've done a video on it before, but like all things, why memorize things when you can look them up if you don't use them all the time? Okay, so I'm going to grab this right here, and what I want, oh, I think I remember this. So I think there's a couple ways to do this. So I can just pass it this string. Let's see, isn't it like USD? Oh, not USB. USD, something like that. I thought there was like a number currency. Array. Where's my currency? Okay. I don't need a codes list. Let's just read it. No default. Style of currency must be provided. Okay. Oh, well, look at that. It was right here the whole time. USD, not P, USD. And then what I think I can just format the number. Let's just do it all in here. I just need to remove this, I think. So then I'll pass in the amount here. Now, what's that first thing? The locales. Optional. Well, let's see. Can I just do like, well, this is US dollars, right? Isn't there like a standard, like just do the default kind of thing? See the INTL. Well, don't you worry. Locales. So there was like just a default. I don't know. Well, let's just do ENUS, I'm pretty sure that's right. And then what we'll do is return currency format here. So if I were to come in here and pass in, oops, inside here, return currency format and do like, I don't know, 123, it does nothing. Cool. Cool, because I didn't return anything. So why don't we do that first of all? Up here, return. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what I was wanting. See how it formats that, and you could just pass in a number. And if I do like 0.23, it does that too. So I think we'll just do that, and that way all our numbers and stuff are automatically formatted for us, and we can just pass in values rather than having to add in like this extra number and all this kind of stuff. That's what I was trying to do. Let's make this even a little bit less verbose. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. A little one-liner. Okay, so that works. What I want to do here is decide what to pass in depending on what's going on up top. So let's say if my, what is this? Total? If a total exists, then pass in my total. Otherwise, pass in 0. Okay, that should work there. Let's find the other section right here. We'll do the same thing, except in this case, this is calculated tip. And there we go. So, moment of truth. Let's see if anything works. 100, 10%, 2 people. Hey, things happened. Total tip amount per person. Now we just have to divide it. I forgot about that. All right, so let's say calculated tip divided by, oh, now I need my peeps in here. People. So I forgot about that. And then total, it's not too bad, divided by people. Right? So now I need my people. And then let's move over here and pass in some people. So I'll say people is people. There we go. So if I change this, hey, things are working. Okay, so we still have yet to handle, I guess if we do this, 123%, 500, 51.12%. Okay, so calculations are happening. Whenever these things change, that use effect hook gets rerun and it recalculates all this. So that works. So at this point, we've got a couple things left we can do. Obviously, we need to reset this at some point. So what I can do is just say, where's that display? Over here, we had a disabled attribute on that. So what I can do is just say in here, right, I can just do this and say total exists and disable. Can I do this? Let's see. No, I can't do that. I thought I could do that inside here, but I guess not. I could just have 2 different buttons. Let's do that. So we'll say total exists, then I'll return this button here, just without the disable class, and it'll have an on input where it will clear, what was that thing called? Didn't I have a like function handle reset button? Handle reset button, where it will handle the reset button. Otherwise, I will return this. Okay, so I should be able to handle the reset button. I click this. Didn't we like console.log something? No. Okay, but that clears out properly. I come in here, 2 people, and I should be able to reset. Handle reset button. It's definitely supposed to console.log something. Handle reset button. What did I do? On input probably? Yeah. on click. Let's try that. Oh, we are so resetting this. Look at that. Okay. Conditionally, you can conditionally change it. Oh, it's a Boolean. Duh. Well, I've already done that. All right. Did I mention it's like 6 o'clock in the morning for me? I really should live stream at a later time, but for my mental sake. But I've got kids, and this is the only time where the house is quiet enough to do this kind of stuff. And honestly, most of my videos too. So, okay. So when I handle the reset, all I want to do is set bill back to that. Set tip back to that. And set people back to that, I think. And now we got infinity. Perfect. Let's also set the total. Let's see if I do all those. If it's over that, I don't want to handle it in here. I'll just handle it down here. So we'll say set calculated tip back to 0, and we'll set total back to 0. I think that should work. And in fact, since these states already are 0, I think I can come into this display and actually just have this as my total divided by my people. No. it was a great try. Okay, so let's try this again. I come up here, 120, 10%, 2 people, reset. I mean, if that ain't done. Okay, there may have been some more stylistic things. I don't remember what else we had to do. I think we had like an error thing. I need this custom stuff. So that's the basic functionality done. So you're welcome to head out if you want to, but the rest of us are going to stick around here. So let's actually see what we were supposed to do. Active states. So I know I changed the active states here. Maybe we should actually do what we were supposed to do. Let me zoom back in here. So I've got this green color instead of the red. So I think I'm just going to switch that out. This can't be 0. We can handle that. We also have kind of already handled letters automatically, whereas yesterday we were trying to add those in manually. We could probably also stand to update this to where if we change this, these all go back to their natural state. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so let's handle this number of people first, since I guess that's something we're supposed to do. So if I put in 0 here, let's see, I don't really need to pass in any state. I think I was doing that yesterday for some reason. Let's just, I should be able to just create some state up here, right? I don't need to do that. I've already got state. I got people. Now, this bill, why do I not have a value here? So you should tie these to both. So that's what I need to do here. Changing value. I thought I did just change it to a controlled input. Oh, let's leave it alone and do what we're supposed to be doing first. And then John, because of John's coming up, I might refactor this too if we have time, but let's just come in here and say that if people equals 0, say that. Aha. Except in this case, I'd say something. What was I supposed to say? Can't be 0. And then I think I had like this error up top here, but I don't really need one if they can't enter in numbers. So let's get rid of that, wherever that was, right up here. We'll come back to the issue I was having here. I don't remember what that was exactly. So maybe let's update next the it's supposed to say custom in the middle of that. So let's maybe do the same thing. Yeah, let's do the same thing. Or we'll have some kind of wrapper around this, I think. So let's wrap it, and we'll call it something like custom wrapper. At this point, naming, I mean, I'm sure I need to rename a lot of things, but I'm happy with it. Generally where I'm at here. So we'll say label, and we're going to point this to the ID of custom. Sure. And we'll have this be an ID of custom. And then this will say custom. And maybe what we can do is handle this in the CSS a little differently. So let's, because I do want a label since it doesn't actually have anything. Let's see, does anything else here need a label? Number of people should already have a label, right? Yeah, it points to it. I think everything else is good. So I want this label to show unless I started typing. So let's do this. Let's add a placeholder, and we'll call this custom. Something like that. And then we'll actually hide the placeholder and use the label instead. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's just use this as the selector. We'll come in here to our CSS. Do I have something for my labels? Sure, this will work. Custom. Do I have a custom anything? No. Okay. Label back here. We'll come in here. Oops. Like that. And in this case, we'll say position absolute. And I also need to remember, let's see, I guess I've got so many random classes here. Number input, I'm not sure what that's about. Whatever, custom input works. Whoop. So I'm going to come up top here. Position relative. Why is this thing not going position absolute? Did I not say this? Let's see what's going on. Huh, for some reason it's not selecting that. So let's just give this a class name of tip custom label, sure. And let's grab this, move over here. Tip custom label, there we go, okay. We'll do right of like 0.5 rem. This should be, oh, it's not apparent. That's the problem. Custom wrapper is the thing that needs that. So we'll change that here. Cool. Let's say top 50%, transform, translate Y, negative 50%. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do then is actually hide custom, tip custom, I think is what it was called. Right? Background red. What's that thing called? Tip custom. It was. I think it's just overwritten down below. So what I want to do is to grab the placeholder, and I want to set this to an opacity of 0. And then what I'm going to do is say tip custom placeholder. Isn't there like a placeholder shown? That's what I was looking for. Placeholder shown. There we go. Whenever it's shown, then I want to take the tip custom label like this, and I want to set, oops, its opacity to 0 whenever it's not shown. I think. Let's see. Click here. So as soon as it's not shown, it should just replace it. Whereas if I don't do this, I think the label's just going to stay there. Let's check. No, it disappears no matter what. Well, we've done all this work now. We're definitely going to keep it like that. So I guess this doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Aha! I knew it mattered. I don't know. I guess I didn't save it. or something? Okay, let's try again. Yeah, so now it disappears. Okay, that's what we want. Let's change these. Tip custom, where's it? Number input, that's what it's getting all that stuff from. So look for number input. And here we're supposed to change this because they want us to do something different. So let's do that. What do I have here? The text and the neutral one. So I think this needs to be brand. Oh, you know what? I need to change it to brand. Here is the thing that matters. Brand. That works. And then since it seems like they want us to do something, let's see, I guess all we really need is a single box shadow property, if that's what we're changing it from. And this can be whatever, but might as well make it brand. There we go. And then wasn't there like a 0? Oh, the red. Do I even have a red? Let's see what we got. Neutral error. I have an error. I think I made that one up because they didn't give you one or something. It's the same thing if I do 0 here. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. We'll maybe just dynamically update that. Can we just do that with CSS though? No. But I gotta change the box shadow on it, I think. Let's do it. So I'll come back over here to display. And where are we at? People? Nope, form. That's what we need. Form and people right here. So this input, which is down here. We'll do the style. Let's see, I want my box. This needs to be an object. Box shadow. And then in here, let's say that if people equals 0, then the box shadow needs to be that. And then otherwise, the box shadow needs to be this. Is that right? No. I was thinking I could set it like that. Let's see what it's trying to do. Box shadow. That var brand. What happens if I just type it in like this? Style. Error. What's the matter with this? What am I not seeing? I'm not sure. Well, since I'm not seeing it, and I don't see anything in the chat, let's change this up a different way. So I'll just add a class or something like that, an error class, since we've already got that. Let's get rid of everything I did here. Okay. So we'll come in here and we'll say oh, come on. Okay, we've got a number input already, and then we'll say if people equals 0, then we'll add a error. Is that what I said? Why is this? Sure, we'll take false. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. I'm clearly reaching the end of my mental limits this morning, so we might wrap this sooner than later. But let's come in here to my number input, and we'll just say that whenever the number input, sure, has a class of false on it, then we'll just add, let's see, what I want is like that. Then we'll move this up. Oops. And we'll change this to error. Oh, perfect. Sure. There we go. I'm not sure where the text is now that color. Oh, now it is showing error. Okay. Whenever it does equal 0. So I do want an error. Okay. So what I needed to do is pass in something like this. Oh, come on. Typing people. Like that. Okay, and then I put this at 0. Okay, I just must have some other. So let's call this like number error, because I think I'm picking up some styles from something else. We'll do number error. All right, there we go. 123. I go down to 0. It can't be 0. All right, anything else stylistically we need to do? I guess the only other thing I can see is this right here. So I guess if we select one of those, 50%, let's double check that everything's working this way. So 120, take 50. If I come in here at custom and I start to type, and then we have like 3 people. So that should all work. Math works. I just need to deselect that. I'm not sure the best way to do that. We could just have like some, maybe the easiest things to have some state that, because this has like a, would be checked, right? Forget how radios work, if that's different than like a checkbox. Radio selected, HTML, something. Similar but with important 1. Yeah, I got that. Checked. And value. Okay. So it should have a checked. So what we could do is come into the form. And maybe what we do is just, let's just have some basic state up here. So we'll say const custom is custom selected, set is custom selected, and we'll pull this in from use state, and we'll set this to false to start with. I'm guessing I didn't pull in use state from up top, so import use state from form again, React. Okay, so then what I can do is set this, set is custom to true, right? And then maybe we do this conditionally, because I guess some of it depends on what happens with the tip. Like if it's at 0, if I've got nothing in that input field. So if I start to type here, which evidently that is a type of text, so maybe let's also change that. So custom, here we are, name, ID, class name, type of number. So as I start to type these numbers, Okay. I can't type letters. Good. But as I start to type numbers, if I remove this, it goes back to that, which I think, looking at my state, should be. It's hard when I got everything so zoomed in here. Should be just an empty string. Yeah. So I think I can just run a little ternary here. So let's say if e.target.value is equal to, I guess I could point to the state too, but an empty string. Let's just do this as a ternary. So if it's equal to an empty string, let's do this better. Let's just grab it here. Then we'll return true. No, we'll return false. Otherwise, we'll return true. I think that should work. Okay, let's check. One piece of state. It's true right now. Should it be true right now? Should be false. Good. I start to type. It changes to true. I'll go back here, change it to false. Okay, so what we can do is just say, this may not have been the right way to do this, but we'll grab all of these tip inputs, because I think those are just the actual radio buttons. And we can say checked equals, is this right? Is this going to remove the natural checked state though? Is custom selected? If it is, then this is going to be false. I don't know. I guess it'd be a string. Maybe I just change it like this. And that way, it doesn't like me. Non-empty expression. Oh, so I got to pass it like a null or something. Right? Oh, I didn't change all of them. Command-Shift-L. Let's grab them all. Still doesn't like me. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I never selected any of these. Okay, so let's grab all of these now and update that. So now it's always going to be null no matter what. Okay, well, that wasn't exactly what I wanted. I'm trying to think of another way to do this. I mean, I guess I could just loop through it, but I'm not sure exactly the right way to do this in React. Again, I'm pretty new to React, so if you know how to do it, let me know. But for now, what I'm going to do is just loop through all these buttons, I think. I don't know if I need to grab reference to them with like a use ref hook or not. I wonder why it's not deselecting when because they're all named tip, including my custom one. Even though it's an input, I think that should still, wasn't it? Custom one, yeah, right here. I'm not totally sure why it's not doing that. Well, maybe let's call that good. I think this little piece left here, if they've already selected the 50% or 10% or whatever, that's really the only thing we have left to go on. But I'm happy with the basic outcome we got here. By 2, by 3, I mean, it's working. We reset it. So we're going to call that good. All right. Is there anything else we want to add just for kicks? I can't even think of anything else, but see, that can't be 0, but surely they know that because it's the bill and there's no error state to tell me to put. This needs to be some kind of value here. I don't think so. Let's do a couple other things with CSS just for kicks. So, and then we'll be done. Let's come up here. Let's grab the selection, and we'll say the background color will be my accent, my brand. I think that's what that was called. And then a color will be my background. So that way when I select stuff, it just, I don't know. Whoa, what's going on here? That's funky. 1, 50, 10. I select it. It just looks a little bit better. I guess I could also make this the white. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. Yeah. And now my red's gone for some reason. Okay. That's fine by me. Let's see. Anything else we want to do stylistically on these? These have a hover state. They're supposed to. That's good. If there's 123 people, your bill's 150. 15% tip, right? Each person's paying 140. If that isn't useful to you, I guess when I reset these, I should also reset the bill, the number of people. We'll call that our last thing. Okay. So I come over here to my display, calculated tip total, handle reset button. So I think I did this up top. That's right. Handle reset. I thought I set all those back. Hey, now. Let's try it again. We'll do 2. We reset. Are these not tied to state? That's right. Okay. So form. Let's come back in here. This bill and the tip. That was the one thing I ran into earlier, and I forgot to come back to it. So we'll set the value here. Should be the bill, and then the value on our people should be the people. Right? Not the image, not that. Take value is people. And then I think if I have like 150, 15%, 2 people, reset, it all goes back to 0. Cool. All right, well, we're going to call that project done. I might clean up some of the code, not changing it, but just, I don't know if it's all indented properly and stuff. I just want to make sure I format it, and then I'll put it up on GitHub. If you want to look at this for some reason, I think I way overcomplicated the logic yesterday, and we kind of took our time today, but hopefully that was fun. I can also loop over these, like John had mentioned in the chat, to produce those buttons. That's probably a better idea. This maybe needs to be a little more muted, but it's fine. But yeah, overall happy with it. I hope you are too. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you some other time. Tuesday, I've got another video coming out. I don't remember what it is. I think I showed yesterday that I've got a React project coming out, a to-do app that I showed off yesterday. So hopefully that will be probably in a week and a half, something like that. And then the next time I'll stream will be 2 weeks from yesterday. And hopefully we can do it in one session. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So if you have some suggestions, let me know. I might try to show off some Astro or something like that. I've got a big course, I guess you could call it a course. It's turning into one coming out here for Astro probably in like a month. It's just going to take a long time to finish everything, but showing how to set up a blog, how to loop through all that data, how to use a lot of the custom Astro components, and then do some more advanced stuff. Hopefully we'll do like an RSS feed and a bunch of other stuff you can do with Astro, image handling, stuff like that. So anyhow, I really love Astro. I'm a big fan of that. So if you have some suggestions for what you'd like to see in that stream in 2 weeks, let me know. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.